Papa way, and yes, I'm a town, but you know, oye near maybe we should quickly respond to shape him too. Reverend Agyin Asare said, the system is working. I will preach now. We preach now. Preach. Would it encourage people to be law abiding? I ask him. Systems now are working with London and now UK. It is both sides. Government implement it, and the people obey, observe. That is why the system is working. So it's not one person. It should be government, it should be the people. It is a bayano shishai emrano na nipa na ewom endi soa. Yenye sabi enwai na de bia wo de odi aba akopro Ghana for said they should do the right thing. That is why the system is working in UK. So when we are preaching on Sunday, use that system. Say it works. It works because OSOFO, you abide by the law. Church member abide by the laws. Government implement laws that have been passed by Parliament. Then the country will move. The system will work. And yes, I would move. We are matutu nyomanagu. We are. We see Jesus Christ obefa. Now kujina baby. From a bomb, the system is working. And your man who can you wonderful man. He's a man of vision. Adiana Osofo no can was started way back March 2020. If the man doesn't know, Mema Ebaye, Yadwam Kogu, Kimbiski. Yes. Making sure, sir, Omo resource abasom ye negative and Zania Momo P. Omo tested positive now. They track them to check. Omo come in contact with them. And also treated those who had the COVID. Now, who can systems are working? Systems are working with UK. And can you pass a Ghana, any pass a What is the population of UK? Papa Naso Omisa. What is the population of UK? It's about 85 million. Omunuka, Germany, 85 million. And Ghana is 30. And we still don't have 1,000 people. How many people died in Africa? The system is working. The system is working. It works everywhere. You have to appreciate what Akufo-Addo has done for this country. Me call Madam Abigail Cornell. Condition is only 2 people. Oh, Banswa COVID test. Whether you are fully vaccinated or not. Or not in Manhattan. Unties how systems juma baby ibia de different. Omo akase fra brochire no, omo bedru ha, na ye kase COVID test. We American citizen 150 and omo kasa. Me New Jersey, West Orange. COVID test me odobo biology is minya 7. Me na me impe biology 2. Onim. Me call omo doctors, a group of doctors. BBA, you know, or Macambo. Timmy Coyen, and say, me COVID test now, then I'm so me call graduation, but it's a requirement. Also, okay, normal 2 days, you know, about $132. I'm so normal 2 days, you know, I'm leaving a Saturday morning. Express also $165. I paid Friday. You call Friday, you call Saturday morning. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe Tuesday, and I'm saying 4 days. I had to go and do another test, COVID test. The same place because I was say $200. Say, but you on a Friday, man. Also, if you are traveling, your friend PCR. The PCR, you have to pay $200. Is that how much we pay in Ghana here? America. Na mpemfosi atiye ema you free. Na omuka how America if we are saying no wow. Stores no. Would you believe say aduane no first na cap say no a. Omu wo cap say na $2. And the woman teared aduane so about half or 3/4. And they give the same $2. And they were showing it. How in your ma boy dimpo o my deceptive and ma nkofo no Monsantie bi. Mutia na musi in ma boy. E fe na in your ma ewiase ne bo be de no. Me kwa na me car me use. Me turn 2008 Lexus. Emuwa LS 460L. Very comfortable. But this time no kureni na wago. I'm so from here to Ithaca about 4 hours. Minim car no even not shocks no crowd. Timi emfa. Ke dem nkope car ento. Me car me pe any Lincoln here is CEO and I'm the buy. In fact, the best 4-wheel drive so far in the world. A Lincoln Navigator. We share space, the luxury, sound system, everything. Very good. Typically, I'm so me naiwa into me pe I first went to Lincoln. Now I'm told, maybe I'm told America. Omuni Lincoln. What? Yes. I mean, but your reason. And now me call Route 22, Ray Katina, Mercedes Benz, me pay S class. Benyebi. And now me buy 46. Fix it. Travel and see. Get involved. Get involved in the economy of that particular country and you see how people are suffering. And I'm about 46. 46, no. We call Lexus. For all. You don't believe it. LS 500. What's in fact deposit in metro? I swear to God. And I'm about Cadillac. Escalade now, baby. I'm told. I'm calling. Me kwa no say. Omu wo be 4 and power dem kwa okochire. Ade 89. Say edu 103. Yes. That's difference of about $14,000. Then Cadillac no hunu san ewa ba metremu a inside na shop. Intermediate Lincoln na nampe di o dem say okay, yanko try Ford Expedition. Also on 46 Wayne Ford. Yakoya Expedition. Ford Expedition. Omo anyabi. Now I tell you why. Maybe say Argentina munni eyin.
Car see now he.
What's it chip? Chip be a omo di share car no more eyin. Because of COVID they can't get it. Yes.
Amaka swing na America yes. Be ni kronim.
Yes. And also I catch him say enam shipping a boy demand that high for it. Mercedes for the car say they were supposed to take delivery in May of S class. Say no. See July. The July no crowd, they are not too sure if they are going to get it. So all I'm saying is that pandemic has affected every country. Yeah, almost say BB critical workers. I'm here TV Omoka pleading with them together. Critical workers, almost be system no economy no, almost opinion. Hotel workers are called critical workers. They are not prepared to go back. Yeah, hotel workers. Yeah. You know why? Most of them are staying home enjoying unemployment. And yet, a human getting on that sign of they're looking for people. So please, Akufo-Addo and MPP government, we've done very well, except some cophobia. Omo the office omo kwa na ko school. And na omo good party for no enimtia. I always say that the 10 commandments of Akufo-Addo, 10 commandments of Akufo-Addo, the greatest of all, just as the 10 commandments of God we worship, who said, respect thy God that created you. In the Akufo-Addo's 10 commandments, the greatest commandment is the consolidation of the banks. That has given a solid foundation to our economy. Unfortunately, our colleagues and friends party members are afraid even to talk about it. We should be proud of it. The consolidation of the banks. That has given us stable economy. Why do I say that, members? Akufo-Addo took over an economy that was in shambles. First of all, I like giving practical examples so that we're not going to be seen as bookish, but what actually happened. In 2015, in 2016, I'll take the 2016 April when President Mahama came to Parliament to address the state of the nation, and he said, the Security Exchange, Bank of Ghana, has not helped the country because they've allowed some fake microfinance institutions to collapse our economy. And he mentioned God is Love and one other one there, all in DKM. My question is, what did President Mahama see that time for him to be prophetic? What did he see? He's the president. He knew all the transactions that were going on in 2015, 2016. He did mention only the microfinance and savings and loans, but the big banks, the commercial banks, were worse. I start with my sister-in-law. I took her to China. I gave her money to buy these your weave on or whatever. She came, she started selling, opened an account with GN Bank. Then she goes out there to withdraw money, just 1,000 cedis. And the bank, till date, I don't know if they are going to pay her tomorrow. GN Bank could not give 1,000 cedis to this young lady. How do you turn around to blame Akufo-Addo? How do you turn around and blame Akufo-Addo? Did Akufo-Addo give instructions to Indom not to pay my sister-in-law? No. And the question is, where did the money go? And whatever we do to help this nation, our country is so polarized that we always criticize even good things for the country. Why I say that is that people are condemning, we are not bold to praise Akufo-Addo and his government, especially the finance minister, for taking bold decisions to consolidate these banks. Recently, if you've heard or listened to the news, what they are talking about, this same GN Bank, in 2 years that he established his bank in Chicago, 2 years, monies that were transferred from Ghana, the poor country, to that rich country, is $138 million. And my sister-in-law, 1,000 cedis, she cannot be paid. Please, give Akufo-Addo a big clap. We take Heritage Bank. Heritage Bank, the stated capital to establish a bank in 2015-2016 was 120 million Ghana cedis. What Heritage Bank did was that he deposited 30 million in his Agricourt account. This 30 million, as soon as he deposits it, he gets a bank statement, which is 30 million. He takes the 30 million, about 29 million, to SaGA, another company of his. And this 29 million, he will take a receipt or bank statement. When we add it to the 30 years, 59. He takes 28 million out of the 29 to his wife's account. 28 million. And they will give her a bank statement. Then she will take 27 million to another account and give a statement that he has 120 million Ghana cedis in his account, and therefore he's qualified for the license. This is given to him. What it means is that a money that should be retained at the Bank of Ghana, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it because the actual stated capital is 30 million. So when you strike it, the 100%, which is equal to 120 million, the 30 million is 25%. 25%. So he has used 25% of what is required of him to establish a bank to get the bank license and start operating. Right there, there's a shortfall. What it means is that he is going to use depositors' money. And the unfortunate thing is that when they get the depositors' money, instead of lodging some in the Bank of Ghana's account to shore up whatever shortages in the next whatever years, these people will now begin to give to companies that are also independent of his bank. That is how come many people lost their money. When you go to Unibank, Unibank had over 23. In Dom Zone is about 60 companies. Unibank had about 23 companies. And all these companies, the monies deposited in Unibank, he transfers them to other companies of his. And whatever he takes to that is an independent company, and therefore the money does not belong to Unibank. It belongs to his company. That is how come depositors could not get their money from them. You need trust. Because you need trust, talking plenty. They had other foreign companies that they were transferring the money to. You see, how can you live in a country where the mistrust is so high? Even banks that were supposed to protect our savings were diverting our funds. So for the president to see what was going on in 2015-2016, Capital Bank, the guy who was giving tongues on air, Paul, that bank is my baby, Paul. A criminal like that sitting on TV speaking in tongues. It tells you that all the tongues in those churches, you are wasting your time. They are all fake. They are all fake. Because Capital Bank also used the same approach. He didn't have the stated capital required. And they gave them the license. So they were using depositors' money. And the monies that were being deposited at Capital Bank, he was setting companies in Zimbabwe, South Africa. And he's lost all those companies. That is how come we cannot get our money. Come to microfinance and savings and loan. See, Ideal Finance. You go to his house, he has about 17 cars, and a friend of mine was asking, why do you have so many? I love cars. Love cars. Poor people's deposits, you use them to buy cars. Poor people's money. He built a property at Adade you needed to see. Opulence. I like good things, so I don't have a problem. If I work hard and the money does not belong to anybody and it's my money, no problem. But you cannot take people's deposits and buy cars when we are asked, I love cars. Jesus Christ. So what MPP government did in 2017 was that
we realized without banks in this country, the economy was going to run to a short, straight, will collapse, will come to a halt. So what Oforiatta did was that, say, let us raise the stated capital. And we had over 49 or so commercial banks in this small country here. Microfinance, 130 something, savings and loans. So he said, okay, raise the stated capital from 120 to 400 million. That is when we saw that, wow, all these monies in the books are not there. And one thing I remember very well, Marine Drive is just here, where they have birth and death or whatever, that land overlooking the sea, from Independence Square all the way to Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum. It's around 400 acres. A guy took a loan from Unibank, and the amount was $13 million. $13 million to redevelop the Marine Drive. It couldn't come on. When they were checking Professor Odifour, Dr. Odifour, that his assets with all the monies that he's taken from depositors, we want to know what he did with it. It's on record. I have the document that he valued Marine Drive. The 13 million he took from there, he gave to the guy. You know how much he quoted to the government as his asset? $250 million. $250 million. That's what Dr. Odifour recorded. So when I started hitting him, then the guy came out. He said, my brother, please, it is only $13 million I took from the man. $13 million. But in his books, for the government to assess his worth, if it's worth paying depositors money and collecting whatever investment he has, that is how much he quoted. So you ask yourself, where is the money? So Ken Oforiatta decided that, look, if we don't consolidate these banks and cushion it, the country will run to a halt. That's a prudent management. I'll give you one example. Obama inherited similar economy from George Bush Jr. Banks were collapsing in America. Merrill Lynch, Water Chase, Citi, all those banks were collapsing. He had to pump in money for these banks. That is why you see America the way it is today. And that's exactly what Ken Oforiatta and MPP government has done for this country. So to stabilize the economy, thank you. To stabilize the economy, government needed to pay the depositors. So all those monies that were siphoned outside the country from different accounts, the government decided to cushion the banks. You don't get physical cash, but your money is on record that you saved so much with this bank. It is still there. Microfinance, similar thing happened. But they've paid them all their monies. Savings and loans. And the total amount is 21.5 billion Ghana cedis. 21.5 billion Ghana cedis. If you don't know the achievement of Acquah, this is the cardinal, that is what I say, the first commandment. Now, the basic question I ask is, assuming our banking sector were doing well, do you know what we could have done with 21.5 billion? Do you know what we could have done with 21.5 billion. Because they messed up the banking system or the banking sector, we didn't have any choice except to cushion the banks. If not, the economy will not run. That is why today you have stable economy. Now, another achievement out of this is that we took over January 7th, 2017. By April 17th, Ghana had won herself out of IMF harsh conditionalities. Because of prudent management, because we put in 21.5 billion. Now we could tell IMF, look, we are a sovereign country. You cannot dictate that. And the condition, my brother in NDC, I know by the time I finish, he will take it out. Because any country that goes to IMF for assistance means you have failed your economy and your country. That is why you go to IMF for assistance. Now, the harsh condition they gave Ghana was that you should freeze employment. You cannot borrow more than 1.5 billion a year. That is, when Mahama took us to IMF, worsens the situation for us. That is why your senior brothers here, maybe you were there, they started forming Graduate Unemployed Association. Because the government could not employ. Government could not employ. Now, I can tell you, migration, about 12,000 people are there. Military, about 10,000. Police, about 22,000. They have about, I think, 16. All of them just under 4 years, because we were cut off. We didn't want to do anything with IMF in terms of their harsh conditionalities. That is why we were able to recruit. That is why from 2017 to December 2020, MPP had employed 2,110,000 workers in this country. 2 million. You have the NAPCO, 100,000. You have other employments from the agri sector. And it is all because of the prudent management of our financial sector. So before the free SHS, if we had not managed at the financial sector very well, there's no way. I tell you today, we are talking of free SHS, it's very great, but without stable economy, there was no way we were going to get money to fund the free SHS. So the basis and the foundation of our solid economy is because of the financial sector, prudent management of the financial sector, the recapitalization of the banks. That is why our poor brothers and nephews are going to school today. I am the greatest beneficiary of free SHS. You know why? And I said that in Parliament before I could finish. Colleagues were getting up from the other side. Why I say, sit down and listen to me. Why you have benefited more than any parent is that every MP, whether NDC or MPP, you wake up in the morning and parents have lined up with their kids coming for school fees. When I see the queue, then my heart goes up, beating. This time, when I sleep because I wake up in the morning, my gate is see-through and I don't see any long queue there. So, the applause shouldn't come to me. It should go to Ken Ofuriata and his team. They've done very, Vice President. They have done marvelously well. And the Gains minister was here. I don't know if he mentioned this because I came late. He has started. One key thing I wanted to hear from him is the state of our educational system in 2009 to 2016. And I'm surprised. See, let me tell you something. Like my lady said, education gives you a foundation to success. I say a foundation. But if you don't build on the foundation, you are not going to be successful. So it's individual thing.